What's going on, everyone? It's Alex here from Alex Physio. Today we're going to be going over 3 exercise mistakes people make at the gym and how to correct them. Welcome. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Alexander Kravich. I'm a physiotherapist in Vancouver, British Columbia, and today you can see that we're not in my home shooting videos. We're actually in Malaga, Spain, so it's a little bit of a change of environment for myself and also for the aesthetics of the video for my viewers. I'm going to go over 3 exercises today that people do at the gym incorrectly, and what are some ways to tweak them or change it up so that you're doing it optimally from an injury perspective and also just from a performance and knowledge perspective for you to know. Okay. The first exercise is the shoulder external rotation. So I see this a lot at the gym. People just grab a set of dumbbells or some plates and they just start rotating their shoulders outwards. Again, I know it's just a general kind of warm-up exercise to get you moving, but the issue with this, if you're trying to work it for your rotator cuff muscle, is that you're actually mainly working on your biceps because they're having to hold the weight isometrically to prevent the weight from dropping down. So even though you're rotating your shoulders, it's mainly a bicep isometric exercise in this position. So what's the alternative? So the alternative is using a band. So now you don't have gravity trying to drop your elbow down and subsequently you're not working on your biceps, you're actually just working the movement with the band. So shoulders down, shoulders squeezed, and just rotating your arm out to the side. So doing this instead will work on the rotator cuff muscles more versus using the weight. Exercise 2 is the sideline leg lift. So again, this is very common. People do this as part of their workout, of course, trying to work on strengthening your glute muscles. But the issue here is when you lift straight up, in those positions, your hip is usually bent and you're actually not optimizing the performance of your glute muscles because you are working your TFL muscles and your hip flexors, your psoas, as well as your rectus femoris when you do this to get help. So it's easier to lift it when your leg is going straight up or even slightly in front of you. So what is the correction? Actually, try to think about bringing your leg back slightly, rotating your hip without rotating your pelvis back, and then lifting kind of at a diagonal. So your hip is straight. Now you're going to feel that working more in your glutes in that position versus when you go straight up and straight down. Okay? Because you're not getting that help from those muscles at the front of your hip, your TFL, your psoas, and your rectus femoris, and you're trying to bias a little bit more in your glutes. Okay, so exercise 2 is the sideline leg lift. Exercise 3 is just our hip abduction and abduction. So I see this all the time. People just swinging their legs up as high as they can, just rock it away, back and forth. So the issue with this, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but just if you want to try to understand anatomy and biomechanics a little bit more, your hip for abduction only has about 45 degrees. And for adduction, only about 30 degrees. So if you're just wailing at bringing your leg out as far as you can out to the side, you no longer are working on the hip joint. You're now just moving your pelvis and moving your low back to get into those positions. So only go as far as your hip range of motion allows you. So they don't need to be big oscillations to the left and to the right. All you need to do is just up to there and then come back to start. So just minimizing how high you're going will allow you to bias the movement more to the hip, which is what I would assume the premise of that exercise is, so that you're not just kind of reefing at your hip joint and your pelvis and your low back and making it into a full body movement versus just an isolated movement to your hip joint. So there you have it. We went over 3 exercises that people perform erroneously at the gym, and what are some ways to modify those exercises to help with your warm-up, help with your workouts. Let me know what you thought about this video. Do you find that these are some things that you have been doing incorrectly to no fault of your own? Let me know down in the comments below. If you found value in this video, please consider checking out some of my other videos. I have over 500 videos on various physio, exercise, and medical related topics. And if you still find value, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really allows my channel to grow and allows me to reach a wider audience. Until then, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.